something we all need. Gotta have it now if you wanna succeed. Striving, surviving, that's no doubt. Sticking together, we gon' find a way out. So all you young people, give it all. So all you young people, give it all. So all you young people, give it all. So all you young people, give it all.
Good afternoon, back community. You know how I like to start these things. As always, thank you for staying involved. Thank you for staying engaged. Today, I have Mr. Kevin Clas, who's going to be our guest interview for today. Kev, thank you for being on today, and thank you for affording me your time, bro.
My pleasure, man.
Okay. Yeah, man. I see you. You came prepared. And in the picture I used for your promo, you had the insufficient funds joint.
Yeah.
You got the culture joint on right now.
Yeah.
Listen, man, all things Albany.
Albany's own, man, you know. That's right. You got to support.
Gotta support. Let me see, man. Let me see. I know, and actually take that back. I'm going to learn a lot more about you through this interview, but I do know a couple of things I definitely want to dive into with you. But here's how I like to kick off all my interviews, because the back community, the Capital District area, may not know you as well as I know you, Kev. So first question is, what kind of work do you do? And are there any type of passion projects that you're working on? Here's your opportunity to tell the back community about you.
So about 5 years ago, I transitioned over to the Albany Sheriff's Department. I work up at the jail as a corrections officer. Before that, I was working with the school district for 14, 15 years, right after I got done with Hudson Valley. And yeah, just wanted to make the move. You know, same retirement, so that was good. All my years still counted, and you know, more money and just being able to help people that need it during that time. You know what I mean? So that's always been I love helping people. So
okay, yeah, and you and Lonnie Love in the same spot. Shout out to Lonnie Love.
Absolutely, that's my guy.
Yeah. So that's definitely a critical work right there, man. It's crazy, because like I said, I didn't even know. I knew you made a transition. I didn't know where the transition was. Yeah. But shout out to you for that transition and securing the bag for you and baby girl.
So, I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Let me see. But the other part is, what part of the Capital District did you grow up in?
So I grew up 2nd Ave area, Regent Street, you know, Grandview. Then I moved over to like the Delaware and Whitehall area, right around high school. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I always like to. I'm always gonna break it down, man. To figure out which part of the Capital District you in, Schenectady, Troy, Albany, and then what part that you actually grew up in, because it's all home. And I remember being younger, like a lot of us never got a chance to go to Schenectady, Troy, and stuff like that, and they're only a couple of minutes away, but they seem so far away before, man.
Yep.
Okay. I know you were with the school district, though. You were with the school district, you said, about 14 years or so. And then you made the transition over to where you are currently. How did you choose your career? And was it something that you always envisioned for yourself?
So originally, when I was younger, I always wanted to be a cop. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I wanted to be able to help people, help the community, you know, the whole nine. And then as I went to school for criminal justice, finished that. And then, you know, the bills came, I'm not going to lie. So I had to get a job, got a job with the school district, you know, making decent money. And, you know, time just goes on. So before you know it, I was 14 years in, I was kind of at the ceiling of where I could be in the district. So, yeah, I just made that choice. The test was available for the corrections officer. I took it, scored well, and yeah, the rest is history.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Once those student loans come out of deferment or it's time to start paying on it, it's just like, you know, I don't have as much time. I don't have as much time to play around or to think about it as I thought that I did. And it's time to get to work. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, man. That's I was just having a conversation with one of my nieces up in Albany. I want to say maybe 2 days ago, but I was just telling her, you know, that Hudson Valley is actually a great school to go to. And right now, with all of us being more conscious about student loan debt, you know, everyone's conversation always includes student loan debt, especially if you're talking about finances. So just like before, they would always deter or discourage 2-year colleges. Listen, I'm all for it right now because now going through the process and understanding that there's more affordable ways of paying for school, 2-year colleges are really great options, and that can really open up the door for a lot more and alleviate a lot of that student loan debt that most of us carry by trying to say, I want to go to all of these particular schools that cost $75,000 a year and stuff like that. I think they said on average, a lot of the students are coming away with student loan debt of close to $300,000 for a bachelor's degree. So it's just like picking and choosing better choices is something I advocate for now. Go to whatever schools that are offering you the most money, so that way, like you said, man, when you get out of school, you don't have this huge mountain of debt or this huge avalanche waiting to tumble on you, man. And it's just like you can still make some decisions and follow your passions a little bit more.
It's a blessing knowing what you're going to, knowing what you want to do too. You know what I mean? Because you know, a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, that might not be for everybody. You know, some people, you know, might want to learn a trade, and these CTE schools are crucial too. You know what I mean? So.
Listen, it's so many ways to secure the bag. Yeah. And everyone's path is not going to be the same. The most important part is that we end up at the same destination. So if you had to go left and I had to go right, as long as we end up right back here, that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
That's all that matters, man. Let me see. I know you said you grew up off of Second Ave, that type of area. When you were growing up in the Capital District area, what kind of programs did you take advantage of? And to the best of your knowledge, do you know if any of those programs are still in existence?
So it's funny because, you know, my mom was a single mother, and unless it was raining out, we couldn't be in the house just doing nothing. You know what I mean? So we always had to be outside the house. We always had to play some sort of sport or, you know, do something. So you know, I was always involved in PAL. I did PAL basketball over at the VI. That's still going on. So that's, you know, that's huge. PAL's a great program.
Shout out to Lenny.
Yep. Summertime. I always was in Lincoln Park at the 4-H program. I'm not sure they have that currently, but that was a great program for kids in the summertime.
Okay. Yeah. Reason why I asked is because I think almost every person that I've interviewed, whenever we talk about how Albany used to be in comparison to it is now, the way it is now, we always ask about like what happened to all of the programs. Yeah, there were so many different programs. It wasn't a shortage on programs. You can go to every part of the town and find something to get into. Absolutely. Whether you wanted to do tennis, you had 15 Love, you have 4-H. I don't think 4-H is around anymore, but I remember 4-H too. I used to go to 4-H myself. Coming from Toast. But I mean, there were programs all over the town, and you know, I look at how dangerous and tumultuous I want to say 2020 was, 2018 up there. So you start to ask, and a lot of it was for the younger youth. You know what I mean? It was just like, so it's like, what programs do we have available, and where are the programs?
I mean, I remember us having teen night, you know, in certain areas also, and you know, they used to be flooded with people. You know what I mean? We used to look forward to that. And you know, there's not even really that anymore. I mean, the Arbor Hill Community Center, I believe, is still open. It still does things, but that's about it, man. And Albany's a little city, but you know, we need more than one program to keep these kids off the street.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, man. We need the boxing. We need. I know it's still open, but we need resources for these programs, man. Because one, especially the boxing program, we've seen a lot of success stories come from out of there. We've had a lot of success in boxing from the Capital District area, from Albany, anywho. So I would really love to see some more funding for those programs and all of the different pockets of the town, because we need them. Without them, it's just like, well, what are we gonna do? Go sit, like you said, your mother made y'all get out the house. The only way you was in the house was if it was raining outside.
Right.
Man, I used to go outside. I used to be the first person outside since I was in elementary school. I'd be outside about 6:30 in the morning, waking everybody else up. They started sending their mothers to the door just because I couldn't convince them to get outside. So, they say, well, he can't convince my mother if she comes to the door.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? But now everybody's inside, everyone's indoors. And I think a lot of times, we're probably going to look back on this time period, definitely through COVID, and just realize how much our communication skills, among our socialization skills, have changed, because some people, all they do is text all day. They don't even know how to have regular conversations, make eye contact with people. The younger generation don't know what it's like to stay outside all day, be playing games, playing chase, playing hide and go seek, hide and go get, every possible game you can think of out there. So, let me see. Growing up, did you have when you were a teen or a young adult, do you recall having any mentors? And if so, how did they impact your life, or would have impacted your life if you didn't have them?
So as I stated, growing up, I mean, my mother was a single mother. I didn't really have a father figure. My brother was my older brother by 3 years, was really my only real male figure I had to look up to. But as I got older, just some baseball coaches were great mentors. Believe it or not, Corey Ellis, he probably doesn't even remember this, but he was a 4-H supervisor, or some different title he had. And I remember talking to him about baseball, Little League, and I played at Fort Whitehall Little League. And we used to always go down to Crane Park and play American, and he took his time to come see me play numerous times, and that meant a lot. That meant a lot as a kid growing up. That showing people actually care, and so that was huge. That was huge for me.
Okay. I'm gonna throw my wild card question in there for you right now. Just because I want to talk some doodle.
All right.
Where would you rank Cormega in your priority listing for rappers? I'm the back community. I'm saying this to Kev because for years me and Kev have always been in support of Cormega. So that's one thing that we share in common. Where would you put Mega in your listing for your top rappers?
Just my personal preference.
Yep.
He's gonna be. I mean, he's in my top 5.
Okay.
He's in my top 5, man. Very underrated. Very underrated lyricist, man. Very underrated.
Yeah. And one of the things I've always admired about him is that he actually connects with the fans, and he's been doing it for years.
Yeah,
he's been doing it for years. So I mean, if you write to him, he'll typically write you back. Yeah. I almost had him come down to New York City. My uncle owned a bar in New York City in Harlem, and he was going to come co-host an event there too.
If I'm not mistaken, we talked about that too back when I think we saw one another on like the group chat or something like that, and then we connected again.
Yeah. Listen, that's the thing. And I seen him. I met him. I got to take pictures with him when he came down here. So it was kind of dope. It was kind of like a weird experience too. Sometimes you don't want to meet the people that you admire so much, especially if it doesn't go all right. But it was dope to be able to get pictures with him. to rock out with them in concert too. Shout out to Mega for that.
Definitely.
That's my wild card for that was my wild card for you.
All right.
This question here is something that is near and dear to me. It also goes back to what I was saying about how violent the Capital District was in 2020 and 2018 as a corrections officer. I want to get your perspective on this as well. But growing up in a Capital District, Kev, how have you been impacted by gun violence in the community?
I mean, growing up, guns weren't real. I mean, guns were around, but they weren't around like they are now. You know what I mean? So I remember a few times at Huffman Park, you know, summer nights and stuff. Mm. People used to come from, you know, uptown to down there, and you know, there used to be fights and things like that, but never really no gun violence. I never really had no you know, no real interaction like we do now. You know what I mean? Now it's a shame. You know, they're everywhere. You know, as I stated, working in the schools for that many years, you know, it's sad because sometimes I see kids that I knew from back then, 3rd, 4th grade, and they're now coming to jail. And, you know, it's just, it's sad.
Yeah. And it's also sad. I'm thinking, I won't say the name, but I'm thinking of one person in particular right now. And it's just like, wow, you know, in some of the situations, I feel for the parents too. It's like I'm thinking of something, and the one parent has 2 kids that are probably going to be in there for life right now, and it's crazy because like you grew up with them, or you've seen them grow up, you know them, and it's just like, you know. But those types of stories are happening a way too often, and it's way more prevalent than it needs to be in a small city. Albany is a small city. It's typically a village, and it used to be, you know what I mean? Because I used to love that about Albany. Yeah. I can go from uptown to downtown to crosstown, and I can go out here, hang out with the Brew Crew up here with Cardona and these boys, wherever I wanted to go, man, and get love. But I haven't seen that type of nostalgic feeling, that type of community vibe in a long time. And that's not to say that we don't have positive people that are trying to do it, but it's in small pockets.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's getting younger and younger. You know what I mean?
Sorry about that.
It's getting younger and younger with these kids and the violence, and you know, we gotta do something to try to change that.
Okay. I like to say, man, one person at a time, one family at a time. Yeah. I don't think there's a big macro solution to it. Me, Kashif, and Juan had maybe about a 2-hour debate on this last time I was up there in Albany. So we went over to Juan's house, and we were all just talking about, you know what I mean, what we actually need. And it's like there's micro level issues, and then there's macro level issues. Yep. But it was just like, if we focus on the micro level issues, like being in control of ourselves, being in control of our families, trying to be a positive example, ultimately it'll help on the macro levels too. Right. Because you can't control everything, but we got some things that's within our control and power, and then try to make those things better. Hopefully it spills over into the larger community, which is on a macro level.
Right.
Yeah, man. Let me see. As a person who's worked with the youth and still has to engage with them, if you could prevent a young person in your life from making a mistake, what would it be? What kind of advice would you like to give to young adults to help them not to make a mistake?
I would just tell them to sit down, take your time and think about things. You know, most of these kids now and young teenagers, they react too fast off of, you know, off of anything that, you know, it could be social media, it could be what their friend said, what a girl said, and they just want to go and react because they're worried about their you know, they're worried about what others are going to say to them, call them weak or call, you know what I mean? And I would just tell them, sit back, take a deep breath and just, you know, and just think about it, you know, because I've seen too many people where, you know, they reacted fast and, you know, and now they're sitting in jail, you know, and I don't want to say their life is over because, you know, it's never over, but it's a major setback, and it takes a long time to, you know, to get back to it.
Yeah. No, I think that's an excellent point, Kev. Being able to just give yourself time. And a lot of times, as you would know, seeing people coming in and out of the jail, a lot of it is split second decisions. So spending some time on critical thinking skills and to be able to take a L. I was talking to Angelo Maddox just down there at Fresh and Fly, and he was just talking about rail. You know, people don't want to fight no more. People don't want to use these, right? So it's just like people are always escalating into something else because they're afraid of taking a fight. But it's like sometimes, you know, instead of doing a decision that might ruin your life or deter the path that you're on, you know what I mean? Think about it. As you said, it's like, think about another way of handling it. Think about maybe getting from out of the situation. Maybe keeping positive people in your circle. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's a lot of different things to consider.
Key too. Absolutely. Got to keep positivity around.
Yeah, man. I'm keeping you around because I'm waiting for lunch when I come back to Albany too.
I told you, look, it's on me. It's on me.
Let me see. I got a question for you. This one has probably been the best question for me in season 2 of the Back Community. But what does success look like to you? How do you define success, Kev?
I think success is just happiness, you know. It's, you know, a lot of people look at success as you know, monetary, like money, and, you know, having more money than the next, and, you know, we all need money to survive. You know what I mean? We want to be financially stable for sure. But at the end of the day, just be happy with what you want to do. Like we stated before, you know, like everyone has a different path to go on. So whether you want to be a carpenter and build houses, or a mechanic, or a police officer, or a teacher, you know, we all, as long as you love what you do, I think you're absolutely successful.
Okay. Yeah. And do you think your definition of success has changed as you matured or got older?
I say yeah, in some way, because you know, growing up as a young, or I'd say late teen, or 18, 19, you know, all we really cared about was money and, you know, things like that.
Girls.
Absolutely. Girls, money, cars, you know, now that's just, you know, irrelevant. It's the, you know, that doesn't make you happy.
Yeah.
Or successful, you know what I mean? So yeah, successful to me, taking care of your family, you know, making sure my daughter is good, you know, making sure she had a better upbringing than I did. You know,
I agree.
define that as success.
What did Nas say on he said you're rich when your child's upbringing is better than yours. What was the name of that album that Kanye produced for Nas? Why am I drawing a blank? Anywho, but yeah, you know, that's how you know you're successful, when your child's upbringing is better than yours. You know what I mean? Absolutely. And it might sound like it's small, but it's huge. You know what I mean? Being able to provide a better quality of living for our kids is
absolutely.
Let me see. For you, how do you maintain a healthy work-life balance?
By not taking it home with me. No, I don't. You know, when I'm at work, I'm at work. I have a job to do. You know, it can be stressful at times, just like any other profession. But when I leave there, I don't think about that place. Um, I do me, focus on myself, my health, my daughter's health, you know what I mean? And just try to have that balance.
Okay. I think Markel said something similar, and I really loved it too when he said it. I know I'm going to jack it up right now, but he talked about having high reward but low attachment to the job, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, you're all in when you're there,
Absolutely.
but when you leave, it's there. I mean, you leave.
You gotta detach yourself. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, when he said it, I said, "Oh yeah, that was it, Kel."
Yeah. Kel's be coming with him, man. He's a smart guy. He's a smart guy.
Shout out to Mr. Put Your Health on the Shelf.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Thinking of the younger version of yourself, thinking of the younger Kevin Clas, what is something you wish someone would have told the younger Kevin?
That's a good one. I say have patience. You know what I mean? Just have patience. Everything doesn't have to come, all at one time. Sometimes I say sometimes it's better that things don't happen when you want them to happen. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. Sometimes waiting a little while, getting knocked down, and then things happening after that, you can just appreciate it that much more.
I agree. All right. And what is your favorite place to visit in the Capital District area and why?
Oh, I'd probably say Washington Park, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, I'd probably say Washington Park. I like walking around there, taking a dog over there. I don't know. It brings back little childhood memories,
Okay. Yeah, man. Washington Park is a huge part, not only just for the courts, but I used to take Washington Park to get home all the time because I lived uptown, but I always frequented the Boys and Girls Club crosstown. So when I'm leaving at night to go home, if I can either go down Lark Street and go the long way to get back uptown to go to 3rd Street or whatever and get to Judson, or I can cut through the park. The park is dark as all outside then. So, so I spent many nights going through the park and playing my Sony on my commute. Yeah, on my commute from uptown to crosstown and crosstown and back. But Washington Park is dope.
Yeah,
man. Let me see. I got a couple more questions for you, and I'm gonna let you go. My next one though is, what about your life's path are you most proud of, Kev?
I just say not giving up, not falling in that trap. I easily could have been on the other side of the bar, so to speak. You know what I mean? I did a lot of dumb stuff as a kid, but I never took it to the extreme. You know what I mean? Like others around me did. You know what I mean? I don't want to say just smart enough, but yet still dumb. But I'm just happy I didn't make super stupid decisions when I easily could have.
Okay. I understand that 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of it has to do with being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
A lot of it has to do with a lot of prayer. A lot of it has to do with a lot of luck. You know what I mean? And a lot of it has to do with a lot of support.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because it could easily been either which way. So let me see. Are there any type of resources for you? I always try to gauge other people's mind to see what they're reading, what they're taking in. Are there any type of books, podcasts, or inspirational people that you follow on social media? How do you stay motivated? How do you stay positive? Any books, podcasts, social influencers?
I love following Michelle Obama. she comes with a lot of gems, you know what I mean? Uplifting gems.
Mm.
So
Okay.
she's definitely one just automatically comes in my mind.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, man. I definitely love Michelle Obama. She made me cry. Just I think she was campaigning the very first time Obama was going through it. And I think she might have been Orangeburg, South Carolina, but just listening to her speech and how well she articulated herself, her delivery, how passionate she was, and how much, she was committed to supporting her husband was dope. But yeah, her book Becoming is excellent.
Yeah,
And yeah,
absolutely.
when others go low, we stay high. When we go
Yeah,
high. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. 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 Let me see. All right. Should entrepreneurship be taught in schools? Why or why not?
I believe so now. There's so many businesses starting up right now than say when you and I were in high school. You know what I mean? That wasn't really. I mean, it was a thing, but it wasn't nothing like how it is now. Whether it be, Marky with the culture with his culture clothing line, or so many numerous other things. It could be, you could do hair, you can do nails. I mean, anything really. So yeah, I do believe it. I do believe it should be taught in school for sure.
Yeah, man. I think that goes back to the earlier conversation we had too, just about having different options. School
Yeah,
might not be for everybody, but being an entrepreneur might be. Being able to
yeah,
go ahead and open up your own businesses. The access right now, the reach is crazy. Like
yeah,
for people in school right now, I know some young men who are getting money doing YouTube channels,
yeah.
doing podcasts, selling merch.
Yeah.
So it's just like the platform has expanded so much with the internet and different platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and all these different things where you
Absolutely.
can get your products out to people.
Yeah.
So I think I think it is something. I think entrepreneurship as well as financial literacy is something that we should have taught within the school districts, because definitely financial literacy, because I think it affects everything else that comes
Absolutely.
along in your early life, but definitely later on in life. But also teaching people the skills that they have right now. My nephew's over here in Baltimore. We're taking an entrepreneurial class, which made me think about it. And I know you worked with the school district for quite some time, but I was just telling them in their class, they had them teaching them how to do podcasting and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, you can do podcasting. You can find something that is interesting to you guys. You can monetize that opportunity too. And it's just like learning how to be your own boss. Not just saying that everybody wants to be a boss, but nobody
Right.
wants to put the work in to be the boss.
Right.
So
Right.
I think that they should, man.
Absolutely.
But I got one more question for you, Kevin. I'm gonna let you go because I don't want to hold you up.
What?
And we're gonna go. For you, do you find setting goals motivating or stressful?
At times, I think it's both, but I would lean more towards the successful part. Like it definitely. I think we all need to set some type of goals, whether it be, with your health, with your profession, with saving money, with anything. I think setting goals is definitely great, but I think we need to be realistic with them as well.
Okay.
I can't just say, oh, I want $1 million. My goal is to get $1 million, and then I have 10, 20, $30,000, and now I'm disappointed in myself, when in reality that's a lot better than what some others have. So setting realistic goals is huge. It's huge.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and being able to set measurable goals, because learning what I learned. Like I teach I teach Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University at my church every Saturday.
Okay.
And teaching the tools how to become an everyday millionaire, you know what I mean? Getting rid of all your debt, you know what I mean? Learning how to make more and to increase your overall net worth. And it's possible. So, but you have to put in measurable plans, have a plan for your money, or your money will have a plan for you. And that's where it goes back to that financial literacy piece.
And you gotta do some sacrificing too. You know what I mean? You gotta do some sacrificing, and you gotta be okay with that, for sure, because it'll pay out in the long run.
Facts. But that goes back to your key. What you said you would tell the younger version of Kevin: be patient.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You see things. We live in a social media age where you want it now. It's Burger King. You know what I mean? I want it my way, but be patient with yourself and realize that, you know, when it's time, it'll be time. Or, you know what I mean? Do the work and realize that over time, you're going to accomplish what it is that you set out to accomplish. And it doesn't have to be right away. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, listen, man, the back community, you have it. We have gotten a chance to do the drill on Kevin Clas. Kev, I truly appreciate you for taking the time out with us this afternoon, man, so I can dive into your story, understand your path a little bit more, bro. It's always a pleasure to see you, when you post, you and your daughter. It's always a pleasure to talk doodle to you. And it's always a pleasure to know that, you know me, you and I both put a nigga in our top 5, because personally, he's in my top 5 personal.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Absolutely.
But thank you for affording me the opportunity, and thank you for sharing your story with the Back community.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Oh, anytime, bro, man. I'll be up in Albany this weekend for the Black Expo.
Okay.
But I might not have enough time to play catch up for lunch, but I'm coming for my lunch, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Whenever you're here.
Later.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Peace.
All right, man. Be good. Yes.
Keep climbing up the ladder. A Black Lives Matter. They matter. So all you young people, give me all. 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 Matter. A Black Lives Matter. They matter. A Black Lives Matter.